What's up, everybody? It's Dave with The Cream. Just got off the phone with a private lender and we kind of uncovered some things, and the conversation took a direction that I really have never explored before with a private lender. So I'm going to kind of fill you in on some of the realizations that we came up with together. And overall, it was a great experience. We work with a lot of private lenders in our real estate business. We use private lenders to acquire properties and rehab properties, in which then we are most of the time renting these properties out, and then eventually we're going to do a refinance on these properties. We've used private lenders a lot over the years to flip properties, but also build our rental portfolio. If you're a real estate investor, thank you for subscribing to our channel. Over 4,200 subs at the moment and growing, and we truly appreciate each and every single one of you. So basically, this particular private lender, we were talking about a worst case scenario, and I think it's a good thing for any private lender to talk about what does your worst day look like. If I'm going to lend you money, what does your worst day look like? What does a bad day look like in your business? And we talk about market corrections. We talk about unemployment rising, because that can affect a tenant's ability to pay rent, which would drastically affect any real estate business. These are the things we talk about. And then we got into kind of how we borrow money. Now, we borrow money as a company, basically as individuals. We're not pooling money together. We don't operate as a fund. We don't operate as a syndication. We are just one borrower, one lender, one house. That's very simple. It's the easiest way to borrow private money. A syndication is typically where an operator is going to pool people together, bring money together to take down like a big deal, like a multi-family deal or a large commercial project. And then a fund is where a fund manager is going to raise money from a multitude of different people, pool their money together, and then use it for different real estate or business opportunities. Now, you need to file certain paperwork with the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, when you're operating as a fund or a syndication, because whenever you're mixing people's money together, there's some certain hurdles and there's some certain disclosures obviously you would need to perform if you're going to operate on that level. Us as individuals, we just work with one lender. We're one borrower, one property. And this particular private lender that I was speaking with, he said, Dave, I kind of like that you guys don't operate as a fund. I kind of like that you're not a syndication and that it's just one borrower that I personally have to work with. And we got to talking about it, and he said, think about it on a worst case scenario, on your worst day. If you, the borrower, if there was something catastrophic that happened, a black swan event in the marketplace, and the values took a big dip, or tenants did not have the ability to make these payments anymore, at least you as the borrower, you only have to call one lender. You only have to call me, and we could work this thing out together. And then in same thing, if something happened with the asset, with the collateral that my money is secured by, we could work it out together. At least when I'm lending to you as an individual, if something bad happens, I don't need to get with all the other people who have contributed to this fund or contributed to this syndication to get their approval to do some kind of workout or figure out how we're going to get our money out of this deal. So there's an added layer of security, or at least an added layer of peace of mind when it comes to a private lender just lending to an individual. And you as a real estate investor, if you're a small individual like we are, not necessarily small, you can still do big things as a single operator, and not necessarily need a fund or a syndication. You can still do great things, right? But if you're just a single investor and you're borrowing from one private lender and just securing the money with one property like we operate, bring that up to your private lender. Let them know, in a worst case scenario, if we had to go back and figure something out, at least we only have to work with each other. We don't need to bring in all the other members of the fund and whatnot. It's a little bit easier to navigate that way in a worst case scenario. And you can move a little bit faster when you don't have to bring in all these other people who have contributed to this fund. You can move a little bit quicker. So that's just something to bring up when you are raising money as an individual with your private lenders. Please like, share the video. As always, it's your boy Dave P. We'll see you on the next video.